Hi, it's 3 o'clock of the last day of the series of meditations I'm doing at home. And I'll be very honest to you. I have redone this video, this last one I plan to do, many times, many times. So it's like if my mind was still super critical about something still. And of course I want to make this message very clear. But meditation has not helped me overcome every single issue that I can face in my life. And if you were expecting that from meditation, it's not going to happen, okay? But it does help you a lot in experiencing reality more clearly. I can see things today that were in front of me, but that I was missing because I was constantly thinking without knowing that I was thinking. And most people find themselves trapped in this without even knowing that they're actually doing this. Mindfulness to me is a very intentional practice. Sam Harris puts it in a good way, I think, of describing it. He says that mindfulness is developing a passion for experiencing the world more clearly. And I think that's a very good way to put it. Because by abstaining from thought and judgment, you're not becoming passive. You're just experiencing the world as clearly as you can through your senses, before you can think about things. And it is a very intentional practice. A very intentional practice. And while you might focus on your breath and your body sensations, it might seem like an individualistic practice, but that's basically what we have, the senses, to collect of information from the world, even if you think of social issues to resolve. The way that you apply your rationality is based on sensory perception of the world. And by tuning up your senses fully to what's around, you're able to become more reasonable in whatever you do. And I think this is a practice for life. I also think it's funny when courses sell mindfulness for some weeks that you do, and then it's as if it was over. I want to continue meditating for the rest of my life. I think it's a habit to develop for every single moment of your life. I'm really glad I took this time for myself. I hope you liked this video, and I would appreciate constructive comments. I will do. It's amazing. The last 9 days have already passed. You're gonna see me now meditating 40 seconds in that short video. It's gonna be 10 hours for me still. But it's amazing. I feel much more present. And I feel that my reality is much richer. Even though I'm in the same place as I have been for a long time, in my home. So it's an interesting practice to try out. And I think it's a really powerful practice too. It can be very powerful. Wow. That's it. It's the last one. 10 hours of meditation on a single day. A very fundamental lesson that I've learned is to do practices consistently. Creating habits can be very powerful. I don't think I'd ever be able to do this without practicing for 9 months before daily. And even though I practice around 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, it still was fundamental for me to engage in this habit before I tried a much bigger challenge. This last meditation was really transformative to me. And it was one realization that I didn't expect coming at all. But it really changed me in a profound way as a person. I don't even know how to start this. But I had a really interesting insight that I didn't foresee at all. I didn't foresee this. The first half of meditation, I was very stressed outside of my body again. So I was scratching myself and on the head That's why my hair is even puffed, because I was messing with it. And that's something I used to do a long time ago. I rarely do this again. But sometimes in the meditations it might occur. And in the first half of today's meditation it did occur. I thought about showering to reboot myself as I used to do. But instead, I just chose this time to feel the experience of the agony almost. So I put some music on and it helped me relax. My mind, I think, clicked suddenly. Something that I had heard before, but it never really became part of what I was doing in my practice. I was listening to a podcast earlier from Sam Harris with two researchers that they did their graduate studies at Harvard and they became neuroscientists, and Sam Harris as a neuroscientist shares common interests with them among meditation. They are all meditation practitioners. What one of them said didn't click in me until the last hours of today's meditation, last meditation. He said that you don't need to define yourself based on your thoughts and feelings. You don't even need to act based on them. You can simply observe them. It seems so counterintuitive because the way that we usually define ourselves is based on our feelings and thoughts. We create this sense of identity based on them. But at the moment that you realize that you can simply observe these as well, and that's what I tried doing in the second half of the meditation, not scratching myself when it felt like it, just observing every single sensation arise and go away. My sense of self started to be deconstructed because I think naturally, when you don't have this sense of identity because you're realizing that your thoughts and feelings don't need to define yourself, there's basically nothing to define yourself. And I think that's why some people say that the self is an illusion. I think I have finally understood the reason behind this. I never really understood it. It never made sense. But I feel it. You can actually step back and simply observe everything. You could even see me scratching myself much less towards the second half of the video. And while I occasionally did scratch myself, I observed that I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to engage in those things. And that's very liberating. It's amazing. I didn't expect this coming. Not at all. Amazing. I feel I'm just part of this universe, but I completely merged with it, as if everything was just one. There's no me. There's no me at all. As long as you are observing things, and that's something that you can do, the sense of me goes away. It literally fades away. Well, anyways, I finished the little journey at home, but I will definitely continue meditating. But this insight was